The prominent Shia cleric Muqtada al-Sadr is staging a sit-in protest in Baghdad's heavily fortified green zone. Al-Sadr wants to pressure the government to introduce sweeping economic and political reforms after weeks of growing protests in the Iraqi capital. Al-Sadr threatened to storm the green zone if his demands weren't met. The compound houses government and foreign embassies. His supporters blame politicians for corruption and mismanagement of the country's resources. So, who is Muqtada al-Sadr? He's an Iraqi Shia cleric and the founder of the Mahdi Army, a militia which battled US troops after the 2003 invasion. He's also the leader of a political group whose armed wing is fighting Daesh. He says his supporters want to see the Prime Minister come up with convincing new reforms, including an independent government where ministers are loyal to people and not political parties. Now, joining me now is Nawar Faeq in Baghdad. Nawar, thanks for your time. What is the significance of Muqtada al-Sadr's protest inside the Green Zone?
Well, actually, since the timeline that's been given by the protesters and Muqtada al-Sadr to the government to fix the system of the government, he decided to make his step and put more pressure on the Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi to make a personal set inside the green zone. He made a press conference to tell all the people in Iraq, the people in Iraq and the protesters, that he will represent them inside the green zone. There is some politicians who wants to join the protest, but he didn't accept that. The thing is that why he is being inside the green zone alone, because the green zones houses embassies and government office, and if the protesters get inside, it will be a chaos and it will be a big mess inside the green zone.
Now, these protesters have been around for about a week or so, I understand. What exactly are the protesters asking for from the government?
Well, actually, the protesters the protest is actually asking the government to give them services, because the government services is not good here in Iraq. They are asking for the electricity, the water, to make the things better. Now Baghdad is it's raining in Baghdad. Just a live example that there is a lot of areas been having floods. They want this to happen to clear out the floods and to make it better, to make the living better inside Baghdad. And there is, a lot of protests happen, not just in Baghdad. There is in Basra, and also in Babel and in Maysan. They are supporting al-Sadr about his this movement, this move that he did, protesting inside the green zone. They are just asking for. To make the living better, they get the service good, and that's actually what they to let everything, that there is to end up also the corruption inside the government organizations, and without interfere the political parties and the government. They wanted to make a technocrat government.
Certainly seems like there's been a high turnout by the looks of those pictures there. All right, Nawar, thank you very much for that. Nawar Faeq in Baghdad.